What's going on, people? Welcome to the LV Live show. I'm LV Live. Please hit that like, share, subscribe button. Once again, I want to thank all my new subscribers for coming by to my channel, man. It is truly, truly appreciated. I'm not even going to say a tough loss tonight. A disgusting loss. Really, really bad loss. To the Philadelphia 76ers, 79-73. Big Task, what's going on, man? Appreciate you coming through rocking with LV Live tonight. Some games you just have an off night, right? Some games you just have an off night, which is okay. Some games you just might as well have just stayed home. You just should not have come to the arena. You just do not have it at all. And I can say that for both teams, not just for the Knicks, but for the 76ers as well. The first quarter, I just was, how you're watching something and you're just staring, you just can't believe what you're watching. That's exactly how I felt watching that first quarter. And I knew then that the Knicks did not have it tonight. And I was hoping that someone would maybe come off the bench or someone would just, have somewhat of a hot hand to help the Knicks out offensively. They were turning down shots. They were making tougher shots. And a couple of times they were shooting. Even Clyde even said, man, there are people out there shooting UFOs. Dante shot a three, just hit the backboard, man. I said, he didn't even touch the rim. Jalen did the same thing. I've said it before, and I'm going to say it again. Reinforcements are needed. Badly. I was hoping OG Anunoby would have been back today. Hopefully Tibbs can make a big push to have him back Tuesday. Because we need it. We need it. And you're seeing it with Brunson as well, right? This was probably one of the worst games we've seen him play. He's had other tough ones, but this one was really bad. I mean, of course, it just wasn't for him. It was for the whole team. But him being the captain, the head of the snake, as what we say about him, he just did not have it, and he did not look good. They were doubling him, putting length on him. Pause. Active guys like Oubre and Batum and just being active defensively slowed him down a bit. And I think that's where, you need your Robin to his Batman. You need that. We missed Randall tonight. We really did. We missed a shot creator. We missed OG Anunoby tonight defensively and hitting those corner threes. Because then that takes a lot of pressure off of Brunson. I can't even get mad at Josh Hart and the flamethrower for the way they played. Guys, they've played out of their minds so far this year, right? Josh Hart, these last 15 games, I believe, so his stat line is insane. I'm going to look up and bring up the stats in a minute. But Josh Hart has just been amazing. He's going to have a clunker here and there, just like DiVincenzo. But they're not the guys getting over $100 million. Like that's not what they're here to do. They're here to be a perfect piece to surround Randall and Brunson. So, when you get more from those guys, that's just extra toppings, right? So they're going to have a game like this. They just are, because that's skill set wise, you only could expect certain things from them. But tonight was brutal. And we need reinforcements, period. I don't know what's going on. Everyone's saying, I'm hearing on Twitter and everyone's just out there writing up, OG Anunoby's just looking good in practice. He's out there sweating, playing really well. Randall's doing the same thing. And then, then I see Postgame. They had him out there shooting jump shots, warming up with the team. So me, just like anybody, I'm saying, okay, What's wrong with OG Anunoby? He can't play tonight? Let's bring him back. Oh, waiting for him to get clearance and get cleared by the doctor. And I'm like, what? Big Taz at 21 turnovers. Absolutely, man. But Big Taz, that's what happens when you have a brutal night, man. You turn the ball over. You look like you're a high school team out there. Or shall I say JV, right? Not varsity, JV team. Because that's how both teams looked. But the reinforcements, I mean, I hear those guys are looking good. Those guys are ready. So why aren't they playing? There's 18 games left in the regular season. 18. Now, of course, around the association, a lot of teams lost. I mean, even the Heat lost to the Wizards. Right? So it's showing you the law of attrition, right? Guys are getting tired. This is a real big push for the playoffs. And I think that you're seeing teams just not be their best. So this is just around the whole league, right? And I'm not giving the Knicks a pass because other teams play bad. I'm not. I just think it's taking a toll on these guys. It really is. And so, you're going to have a clunker like this. You just are. Now, no excuses. We get it. Everyone, wakes up and laces up their sneakers the same way. But there is a thing called unforeseen circumstances, right? There is a thing like that. And I think that's what's going on. Vibes, what's going on, man? Appreciate you coming through rocking with LV Live tonight. Vibes said all the players should do laps tonight, right? This is totally unacceptable. Agreed. But Vibes, I think both teams should do laps. I think both teams should do laps. This is probably one of the worst NBA games I've seen in a very long time. I'm just being honest with you guys. Probably one of the worst I've seen. Also, too, like the worst, officiating game too. There was a lot of fouls out there. So I'm not surprised that they almost got into a little scuffle at the end of the game, towards the end. I'm not surprised by that. The refs were letting a lot of things go on both sides of the ball. I saw the Knicks do a whole bunch of hacking and whacking, as Clyde likes to say. Same thing on the Knicks end. They were letting Philly grab and pull Brunson, push him. Batum is pushing people. So eventually, if you let the game get out of hand like that with the physicality, guys are going to get a little, dust up. That's going to happen. It is because you're allowing this in the game. Tough night for them boys. Tough night for them boys. I will say this though. I do like how iHeart is looking. He looks a lot more active. He's getting a lot of offensive boards. He's starting to get those tip backs that he used to get. So I like how he's looking. He looks like he's starting to get more. I mean, I could tell they're still watching his minutes, but I can see that he's starting to come around, right? So iHeart is starting to play better. I thought Achua was solid tonight. But yeah, it was just one of those nights, man. Really, really bad. I want to know if it was like, I don't know, someone saw a black cat walking on the court or something like that. You know what I mean? It was just one of those, man. One of those nights. Big Taz says, a quiet question. With OG not playing this evening, could OG Anunoby be what? Knicks 100 GM said Bogey's defense was excellent. I don't even know how to take that. I don't. Bogdanovich, I don't know, man. He's like 50-50, right? You don't really know what you're going to get out of him. Hey, listen, I think Burks is finished. I think he's done. If it's me, Tuesday, I'm giving Shake Milton minutes. That's what I'm doing. Burks isn't playing. Coach, what's going on, man? Appreciate you coming through, rocking with LV Live tonight. Disgusting loss by them boys tonight, 79-73. So yeah, so I don't know, but Burks, I think he's finished. I think he's done. I would bring Shake Milton in to really, really kind of start getting him ready. That's what I would do. But I don't know. I don't know. You said could OG Anunoby be what? I don't know what that means, Big Task. Please elaborate on that for me, so that I can go in depth about what that means. Big Task says, I don't want to say it, LV, but OG Anunoby might be. Oh, okay. I don't know if it's him, Big Task. I don't know if it's him, Big Task. That's what I'm saying. Like I don't think it's him. They're saying they're waiting to get clearance from the doctors. That's what they're saying. They're not saying he's saying I'll feel discomfort or nothing. He's not saying that. He was in warm-up shooting around, just like Randall's been doing. So I don't think it's him. I think he's ready to go, man. Okay, you want my honest opinion, LV Live's opinion, as a ball player, played in high school and college. I'm telling you right now, he's ready. Randall's ready. Those guys are ready. It ain't that much practicing you need. Like those guys are NBA players. Once they went under, meaning got the surgery or whatever. Once Randall got his shoulder put back in place, they're ready to go. Period. So, I don't think it's the players. I think it's the organization or the doctors that are really kind of saying, let's take our time with this, right? Coach says it's a lot of money on the table going forward. They will take their time. See, Coach just said it. We're thinking the same. I didn't even read his statement. We're thinking the same way. There's a lot of money on the table, man, for both of those guys, right? OG Anunoby's expecting big money this summer. Randall's going to want his re-up, right? He's made All-Star last 4 years, right? So those guys, they're big money guys. So I don't think Randall's sitting out and saying, I don't want to play. I don't think Randall doesn't strike me as that type of guy. OG Anunoby, same thing. I think those guys want to play. That's why they're in warm-ups. I think they're ready. But is it the organization or is it the medical staff? Who's the one that's not ready to push the button just yet? That's the question. Because the reality is, guys, let's be honest, right? This is our team. Until those guys come back, this is our team. We're going to have nights where we play really good. Then we're going to have nights like tonight. I mean, of course, not as bad as tonight. This was like an epic bad type of loss, right? And once again, it's not like it was the other team. It was just the Knicks were bad, but the other team was just as bad. It's just they got lucky with a couple of shots here and there. So what I'm saying is, this is our team. Until those guys come back, this is our team. When those guys come back, you have to understand what that does for the lineups that we want to put out there. It changes the whole dynamic of this team. Knicks 100 GM said, when is Brunson going to be a superstar? When? Knicks 100 GM, man. This is not even on him, man. Not at all. You got to expect that he's gonna have a clunker sometimes, man. It's very rare that he has a clunker. But it wasn't just him, it was the whole team. Oh, Garris, man, appreciate you coming through, rocking with LV Live tonight. I haven't seen you in a while. Great seeing you, sir. Tough loss for them boys. Not even tough, excuse me. Disgusting loss for them boys. 79-73. Knicks 100 GM, he's getting doubled like crazy, man. They're putting a lot of athletic wings on him. Teams tried that before, but they could. It was to no avail because they had Randall out there. You had OG Anunoby out there. So now it balances out the floor. There's no balance now, man. There's no balance. Teams can easily focus on him. That's with anybody, right? And I'll give you a perfect example of that. We thought Randall was the guy. Randall had a terrible season that year when he didn't really have a point guard. Coming off his first All-Star appearance that year, thumbs down. He played terrible. They brought a guy in here who was better than what we expected in Brunson. Randall skyrocketed. Why? Because it balances the floor. So now he's able to operate one-on-one. He doesn't have to get doubled, none of that stuff, because now they got to worry about Brunson. It's the same thing. They feed off of each other. Batman and Robin, that's what they do. Some nights Randall's Batman, some nights it's Brunson. But we understand that Brunson's been doing it at such a high clip that we know he is the guy. But he still needs a Robin. There is no Robin right now. There's a whole bunch of what's his name? Alberts, right? Butlers. There's no Robin. There's a whole bunch of Alberts out there. The Butlers running around. I'm just being honest. Now, sometimes those guys they find it, get lucky and start knocking down shots and playing really well. But they're playing beyond who they really are, man. So you can't expect this for these guys for 82 games. You can't. Maybe 10, 15 games. Yeah, they get busy. But there's a ceiling to what they can do. So that's why you're seeing what they played Friday, and now you're seeing how they played now. Like, it's a difference. But this is who they are. Because teams don't match up, man. It's still a league at the end of the day. Knicks 100 GM said, I'm not trying to hear that, LV. I'm not trying to hear that. You got to step it up. Bits has said, to give Brunson a little break, the 76ers had a good game plan against Brunson. You know what? Big Taz, most teams are starting to do that now. They're blitzing them, man. Earl Garrett said, do you feel like Brunson is forcing shots? No, Earl. I think this is how he's always played, but they're blitzing him a lot, man. They're taking him off of his spots. So they're putting a lot of athletic wings on him. Before, they couldn't do that because those athletic wings had to guard OG Anunoby, or they had to guard Randall. So now those guys aren't out there. So now that the teams know, okay, we can put you on Brunson. And when Brunson comes off to that screen, we want everybody to pop. We don't want nobody dropping in coverage. So we don't want nobody dropping. We're everybody popping. We're doubling, get the ball out of his hands. So he's unable to get rhythm at times. Now, at times he makes great shots. He's doing whatever, but it's a struggle. It is. Because now teams are focusing on Brunson and they're saying, hey, listen, we're going to make Dante DiVincenzo and Josh Hart beat us. Period. And sometimes those guys have it. Sometimes they don't. Sometimes they, shoot UFOs, like Clyde said, right? But you got to understand, those guys have a ceiling. And I think with certain games, Josh Hart and DiVincenzo have passed that ceiling, right? They've had amazing displays of their game this year. Josh Hart especially. DiVincenzo hitting over 200 threes, right? Topping one of the top players in the league and doing that. But they're playing out of their minds in a sense, right? So you need somebody to balance it out. That's where Randall comes in. Big Taz said the problem with Brunson is that he's trying to draw fouls. He needs to calm down with that. Yeah. I mean, I don't see that. I mean, yes and no. I mean, he's playing the game like he's always played it, man. And it's worked. It's got him to being one of the better players in the league and being an all-star. So I can't really poke holes in his game now. Like he's playing the same way he's always played. The problem is that there's no balance on the floor, man. You understand? So when there's no balance, they're not worried about anybody else. It's easy to guard the Knicks now. They're forcing it to say, okay, we're going to trust that Josh Hart is not going to be shooting 40% from three. So we let him pass to him. We're not worried about OG Anunoby coming off the pick like we will be Randall. Excuse me. We're not worried about Precious Achiuwa coming off the pick like we will be Randall. We're not worried about him. We're not worried about Josh Hart in the corner shooting a corner three like we would be OG Anunoby. So it's just a balance, you know what I mean? Just with the lineup. So that's why I'm saying what I'm saying. So it's forcing him at times to do a little bit more than what he's used to, or getting put in situations that maybe he's not comfortable with right now. And it's been tough. Randall got hurt in January, late January, I believe. And we've been a roller coaster ever since. Now, man, what's going on, man? Appreciate you coming through rocking with LV Live tonight. Haven't seen you in a while, man. Hope all is well. Appreciate you coming through rocking with me and my boys. Tough loss for them. Nasty loss. Disgusting loss, 79-73. Nammer says a game to forget and move on. Agreed. A game to forget and move on from. I'm in total agreement. I think this team will play better Tuesday because we got to get ready for that road trip, right? So, I don't know. I just think it's just one of those clunkers, man. But once again, we're gonna need our reinforcements. We are, because we need balance. So there is no balance, and Josh Hart is playing way too many minutes. He's not a starter coming off the bench. I mean, he started for other teams, but for this team, that's not his role. I think Precious Achiuwa is better coming off the bench. Those guys that we have playing, those guys are better playing against like second unit guys. So imagine Precious Achiuwa on a second unit playing against those guys. Imagine Josh Hart playing against the second unit guys. Like it's just going to be great to see. But they're taking a lot of time and minutes from those guys playing against the first unit. Now, yes, they've had their moments, but you got to understand their superpower, right? So, Josh Hart turned up a couple of threes tonight. I thought he should have shot. But once again, man, it's a rhythm game. That's not his game. He can do it, but that's not his game. He's not comfortable doing that. So you saw that today with him not taking a couple of shots that usually most people who are confident in their shot in this league would take. So I can't really be upset with that with him, right? But we miss Randall. We miss Randall. OG Anobi we miss, but we miss Randall. We do. We miss Randall's creativity. We miss the fact of how he draws, the double team away from Brunson, because you got to respect Randall, because if not, Randall will give you 40 tonight. He'll make it very, very hard for you, right? So you got to respect him when he's on the floor. So not having him is really, once again, like I stated earlier, it's the Batman to his Robin. That's what's hurting this team. Tough loss tonight. Tough loss. Listen, you got to understand too, man. Look, like I said, both teams were terrible tonight because Philadelphia, you got to understand, they shot 38% from the field, 30% from three, 57% from the free throw line. 57%. This is a game the Knicks should have easily won. 57% from the free throw line. Then the Knicks, right? 32% from the field, 22% from three. I'm going to say it again. 22% from three. 75% from the line. But the big one, guys, as we know, we've talked about it. 21 turnovers for the Knicks. Stat line here says 19. I think they're a little off. I think they're off by 2. It's 21 turnovers for the Knicks. And to me, that's the ball game. That's the ball game. Philly had 13, but the Knicks, I think by the beginning of the third quarter, I think they had like 13 or 12 turnovers in that first half. The Sixers only had like 5. So that's the other dynamic too. They just were off today. They were just passing the ball all over the place, turnovers left and right. Guys aren't confident with their shot. Just a really, really, really bad night offensively. It just was. And listen, you can make excuses up all you want, right? LV has tried to throw out a lot of different reasons as to why they played well. In all honesty, you just have bad nights like that. You just do. Now, are the reinforcements coming back soon? Based on the reports, it seems like these guys are ready. They're just waiting for the doctors and the team or whomever to sign off and say, okay, let's do it. Let's put you out there. Let's play. Let's see how you're looking. But I would be really surprised if you don't see OG Anunoby back within the next like 4 to 5 games. Or two, I would say 2 to 4 games. I'll say that. I would be really surprised if he's not back. And I'll be really surprised if Randall's not back after this West Coast trip. I think he should be back. Maybe that Brooklyn game, maybe that's when they decide to bring Randall back. Because I'm going to say this again, I'm going to stress this to you guys. It's very important for Randall to come back and play because he's got to get his legs right. He's got to get back into, just the rhythm of the team, the rhythm of the game. Practice is totally different than a game. So we're going to need Randall to come back and get back to playing shape. And also, too, seeing the ball go through the net and just, getting those quick twitch muscles ready. Because when you start playing and you kind of, seeing a rebound come off or, someone's trying to make a move, you got to learn how to cut. You know what I mean? It's all in the flow of the game. So you got to lose yourself in the game. That's how you really know you're in shape. So that, to me, is what Randall has to do. But the only way you're going to do that is you got to play. Bringing him back for the playoffs is a bad move. He's not going to be ready. Then he's going to play bad, and everyone's going to be talking about trading him and how he didn't show up for the playoffs or whatever. But he's not. This isn't helping him. It's not. Now, for a lot of people I'm hearing and a lot of sources, people are saying a lot of guys, because of the shoulder injury, they've gone out and they've had surgery on their shoulder and it's ended their season. Excuse me. So I think that Randall's in a situation, I guess he's trying to figure out what he wants to do. I know he wants to play, but maybe his doctors are saying it might not be best for him, or it might be a pain thing. Can he weather that? Maybe he's trying to figure that out. Excuse me. But a lot of people are saying he's going to probably need the surgery, and if he gets the surgery, he's out for the season. So maybe he's trying to weigh that out. I'm not sure. But we need him to come back soon because he has to build his rhythm with this team in order to get ready for that playoff push. Knicks 100 GM said they should take it out of Randall's hands. Knicks 100 GM, take it out of Randall's hands in regards to what? The decision for him to play or not? What do you think? Trying to get a full understanding of what you're saying, sir. We need a healthy team next year, not this year. Okay, so Knicks 100 GM, everybody, says Randall should sit out, should get the surgery, and that is it. What say you? Should Randall come back? Everybody in the chat, should Randall come back or should he sit out? Knicks 100 GM says Randall should sit out. And not come back. And get ready pretty much for, for next season. Say you, everybody. You guys let me know in the chat. I think Randall knows his body. I think it's up to the player, period. I was a player once, and I knew what I wanted to do, and I wanted to play. I didn't want to go out there and try to, not play and watch my brothers struggle with the wins or losses or whatever. And I know that I can give something that could possibly help this team win. So he knows himself. He knows his body. So that's what I think they should do. They should really listen to him and see how he feels. One thing you don't want to have is regret, right? You don't want to have regret. You don't want to feel like, you should have did it, should have, could have, would have. Do what you want to do. But I would consult with the doctors. Is there a possibility I could injure it more to where I could be out longer? If they say there's not, and that's pretty much what it's going to be, then okay, cool. I'm rocking. I'm playing. But if they say there's a possibility it could be like career ending, then of course, I'm going to say, all right, I'm shutting it down. Knicks 100 JM said he should have got that surgery. You see that? He thinks Randall should sit. Randall should sit for the whole year and not make that push. Interesting. Never heard anybody say that before, but Knicks 100 GM says, let's sit Randall. Very interesting thought. Very interesting thought. That's something for all of us to think about. But we need reinforcements, and we need them now. Like, we don't need them yesterday. We don't need them. We don't need them tomorrow. We need them now, this second. So hopefully those guys will be back, or OG Anunoby will be back next game, hopefully. All right, but listen, that's my quick hitter tonight, guys. We'll be back Tuesday. Quick show tonight. Nasty loss for them dudes. Nasty loss, but you know what? We should get it back Tuesday. This is the LV Live Show. Appreciate everybody coming through, rocking with me tonight. Please hit that like, share, subscribe button. Hit that like button. Hit that like button, people. Right? Also, too, if it's your first time coming by and you're watching this on the replay, please subscribe and leave comments. I will respond. All right. Listen, I'll be back Tuesday. We can get revenge against them boys back in the Garden. All right. So once again, come through for that show. All right. I'm LV Live, and that's my show, and I'm out of here, people. Enjoy your night. Peace.